Hi, this is Justin with Ocean Vayu Yoga. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to go through a gentle seated practice, and my hope is that this is something that will be accessible to anyone who's willing to give it a shot. So with that said, if you are accustomed to using either a blanket or pillows or any kind of support in your seated postures, feel free to have them nearby. And if you would like to take any of this to a deeper place than I'm presenting it at, and you know your body and practice well enough to do so safely, feel free to go there as well. The most important thing, as in any yoga practice, is going to be establishing a connection to your breath and maintaining that connection through as much of the practice as you can. So with all of that said, we'll take a moment, get anything you might happen to need nearby, and let's do it. Okay, we'll come to a comfortable seated position. Cross-legged is great, but if that's not comfortable for you, then find a position that is. Let your spine feel like it's gently lengthening. And maybe close your eyes. We're just going to take a moment here to tune into the sensations of our breath. So we don't need to change anything about how we're breathing here necessarily. Just kind of seeing how it feels to breathe today. We'll just take a few more breaths here, maybe slowing the breath down just a touch. Great. If your eyes were closed, you can open them. And from here, we'll take a breath in. We'll feel the ribs lift away from the hips. And with an exhale, we'll walk the hands out in front over our crossed legs. Take another breath in, and then softly let the upper body come down over the legs, whatever amount is comfortable. And then just tune right back in to the sensations of the breath. With an inhale, we'll begin to walk ourselves back upright. And we'll pause here with an exhale. Our next breath in, we'll feel the ribs lift again. As we exhale, the right hand will walk out to the side. We'll inhale, reach the left arm straight up. And if you'd like, you can bring the arm up and over the cheek or ear, maybe gazing up towards the left palm. And if that's uncomfortable, you can just gaze forward. And if you would like, you can explore depth by bending into the elbow of your supporting arm, but you don't have to. You can keep that arm straight. Just whatever helps you stay connected to the breath. With our inhale, we'll come back up, and exhale, let the left hand come down. Another breath in, lifting the ribs away from the hips. With the exhale, the left hand walks over to the side. We inhale the right arm up. Again, the option to bring the arm up and over. Maybe gazing towards the right palm now. And again, the option to bend into the supporting arm's elbow or keep it straight. Again, whatever helps you stay connected to your breath. With our inhale, we'll come up, and exhale, let the right hand come down. We're going to twist here. We'll twist to the right. So again, lifting the ribs with an inhale. We exhale, bring the right hand behind, left arm coming across. Try to keep a lifted feeling through the center of the chest, and let the shoulders relax down away from the ears. With our next inhale, we'll come back to center. We'll pause here with the exhale. Again, as we inhale, we'll feel the ribs lift away from the hips, and as we exhale, the left hand comes behind, right hand comes across. Again, we'll feel that lifted feeling through the center of the chest. Let the shoulders drop down, softly gazing back to the left. With our next inhale, we'll come back to center and we'll pause with the exhale. And we'll send both legs out straight in front of us. Feet can be together or maybe about hips width distance apart. And we're going to bring the hands down the legs, either on top of the legs or alongside. If you make it to the feet, you can hold your toes, or if not, your ankles or shins. We want to feel the ribs lift away from the hips with an inhale and lead with the chest towards the feet with the exhale. We want to flex back on the feet and push forward through the balls of the feet, as well as draw up slightly on the kneecaps. A couple more breaths here. And we'll inhale, coming back up. And with the exhale, we'll bend the right knee as much as it's willing to bend here. Let the knee drop down to the side. The foot will connect to the left leg, either by the thigh or the knee or the calf, wherever it happens to be. We want to feel the ribs lift away again with an inhale. We'll bring ourselves down over the straight leg with the exhale. Another breath to lengthen and an exhale to soften. Just find your breath. Keep it steady and rhythmic. And with our inhale, we'll come up. We're going to keep the legs in this position. We're going to twist now to the right. So we're going to bring the right hand around behind, left arm coming across. I'm going to flex back on the left foot. Again, feel that lift through the center of the chest. If you have space, you could bring the right arm to the low back or around to the top of the left leg, or you can just keep it behind you for support. Again, we'll inhale back to center. Exhale, straighten the right leg out. We'll set up the other side with as deep a bend as our knee is willing today. Again, we connect the foot to the thigh or by the knee or the calf, lifting the ribs with an inhale, coming toward the foot with the exhale. And again, another breath in to lengthen. We'll ease in with an exhale. And the same actions here. So that slightly flexed, slightly pointed foot, lifted kneecap. With our next inhale, we'll come up. Keep the legs in position. We're going to twist to the left here. Left arm coming around, right arm coming across. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine. You have the option to bring the left arm across to the low back or keep it down for support. Flex back on the right toes now. And we'll inhale back to center and exhale, straighten the left leg out. We're going to take both legs out wide. How wide is entirely up to you and your hips and inner thighs here, but wider than narrow is good. We'll feel the ribs lift again with an inhale. With the exhale, walk the hands out down the center here. Another breath to lengthen, and we'll soften with an exhale. Again, just tune in to your breath. This is one of those poses where coming forward can feel like a micro movement, and if that's how it is for you today, that's fine. Just breathe. We'll inhale, coming up. And we're going to keep the legs here, and we're going to do a side stretch to the right initially. So we're going to take the right hand, we're going to run it down the top of the right leg, or you could flip the palm facing up and bring the back of the hand down the inner edge of the right leg. Reach the left arm straight up. If you would like, you can bring the arm up and over. And if that is too much for you today, you can sweep that arm down around behind the back. That'll open the chest and shoulder a little bit. So whatever position for your left arm allows you to stay with the breath is the position you should stay in. With our inhale, we'll come up. We'll exhale, let the left hand come down. We'll set up the other side, either the palm toward the top of the shin or the back of the hand down the inner edge of the leg, reaching the right arm up with an inhale. maybe bringing it up and over. And again, you have the option here to bring the arm behind the back if that's preferable for you and helps you stay with your breath. We'll inhale, coming up. The exhale, right hand down. Again, we'll bring the legs back together here. We're going to point the toes away from us. We want to lean the upper body back a little bit, bring the hands down to the mat, and with an inhale, press the chest forward and slightly up. We're going to lift the chin so that we're opening up the front of the throat. Try not to collapse into the back of the neck. One more breath. We'll inhale back to a neutral seated position. And with our exhale, we're going to lie down flat on our back. We're going to bend the knees and then straighten the legs out, pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. So we want the legs engaged here, slight lift in the kneecaps, but we don't want them so rigid. So if you need to have a soft bend in the knee, that's fine. Just a few more breaths. And we'll bend the knees, bring the feet down to the mat, feet together, knees together, and then let the knees drop away from one another, and the soles of the feet will turn in toward each other. And we'll just let gravity do the work for us here. So keep the breath steady, but let the body soften. And if this gets to be too much, you can simply let the legs come out flat along the mat in front of you, or you could bring a little support underneath the outer edges of your thighs. And we'll assist the legs in coming back up with the hands, and then we'll bring the feet out in front, letting the legs come down flat to the mat. Turn your palms face up, and again, soften. Let the feet drop to wherever they happen to drop to. Try to feel some ease into the hips and knees. And we'll bring that same sense of softening and ease into the shoulders and arms. We can let go of any effort or awareness in the breath. We want to find a soft, still space as a counter to the movements of the practice. And you could stay here as long as you would like. So if you have some extra time and would like to use some of it in this final relaxation posture, go right ahead. Otherwise, we'll begin to wiggle our fingers and toes around a little bit. Maybe bringing some movement into the hands and feet. Reach the arms up overhead, and with an inhale, we'll stretch out fingers to toes. Soften with an exhale. Draw the knees up in toward the chest, wrap the arms around, maybe a little squeeze here for just a moment, a little hug. Soften the squeeze, and we'll roll over to our right side and just take a moment here. And then we'll use our hands and arms to help bring ourselves back up to a comfortable seated position. Again, cross-legged if that is comfortable for you. Bring the palms together. Bring our awareness to that little warm space between the centers of our palms. Focus on our breath without making any changes to it. Well, thank you for joining me today. Namaste. If you enjoyed this practice, just let us know. You can drop a comment down below. And of course, we always appreciate it if you would like, share, and subscribe. Thanks. We'll see you next time.